Hello and welcome to Brian's Got a Game. I'm Brian, and today I've got a game called Word Slam Family. Word Slam Family is a 3+ player word game by Inka and Marcus Brand and published by Thames and Kosmos. This is a game that is played by 2 teams. Each team will have one player who is trying to get everyone else to guess a word. To do this, they will use cards that have various words on them. Each team will have identical cards of nouns, verbs, adjectives, and other miscellaneous words to give hints. Word Slam Family is slightly different from the original Word Slam that came out in 2016. The gameplay is identical, but there are a couple of minor component modifications. So let's check it out, and I'll show you how to set up, how to give clues to your team, and I'll explain the differences from the original in Word Slam. To set up, begin by placing the Word Slam box, both sides of it, in the center of the table. That should be good, and then these tend to fall over pretty easily, so have phones or other decently heavy items to hold up both sides of the box. And you are also supposed to use at least one of them as a timer, but I'm not going to do that for this demo. So then have all of your players split up into teams, and then there are 2 teams, the yellow team, the blue team, but that doesn't really matter because you won't see those. It's just team 1 and team 2. So you're going to take those clues, put them on both sides, and then divide them into the categories. So on the front, they have different colors. So here's the blues, and those are like prepositions and other miscellaneous things. There's green, which is adjectives. These purple ones, verbs. And then we got nouns, is the biggest stack. And then separate both sides. So for your first game, the introductory game, you're going to use the red, green, yellow, and pink answer cards, and you're going to shuffle all those together. There's a bunch of them, so then you can get as much replayability out of them, and then you're going to deal out 12 to actually use in the game. Then you deal 1 extra one and put it on the other side. So the different categories in here: red, which is food and drink; got green, which is animals, plants, nature; we got pink, which is emotions and miscellaneous; and then yellow, which is travel, outdoors, and history. So there's also 3 other categories that you can guess out of, which is this one's more technology, social media. This one's like pop culture, movies, and literature and music. And then this last one is technology, religion, and science. So just a bunch of things there. You are now ready to begin. So the storyteller on one of the teams draws the card and looks at it, and this determines what answer we're going to use on the card. Our camera doesn't want to focus right now, but you're going to look at the 3, and that means the third option is the one you're going to try to guess. So the words on here are blind, health, copper, misfortune, patience, and alarm, and we're going to do 3, which is copper, which is a relatively hard word to get. So then the storyteller on one side looks at it, and then they hand it to the other storyteller, they look at it, so then they both know which card they're going to do. All right, I'm going to place that like that. And then one side, so team 1 will say word, and then the other team, team 2, says slam, and then you can begin playing. All right, so I'm going to scoot these out of the way a little bit. So then the storytellers are going to go through their cards and then select things that will help their team guess what the word is. So remember, this one is copper. So they're going to start, they're going to pick up a deck, start shuffling through it, and then let's say they pull out material, and then they're going to start reading it. And this team's doing the exact same thing, but they may not get the same cards. So we got material, pull out metal. And then the clue giver can't say anything. No words, they can't say the word, nothing. They're only allowed to communicate through the cards, placing them down. So then they can do economy. Let's do earth, material, earth, metal, that. And then they'll place down 1 like that. Economy 1. Just going through here, your thought process is material, it's an earth, metal, try to get them to think about metals, and then economy 1, that's kind of a backup to see if they could get a penny made out of copper. And you can start a timer for 60 seconds, which will speed up the game a little bit, also make it a lot harder. So then the first team that gets this right gets the card. So they take it, and that is now 1 point. And then you do the next one, so they draw it, and the next one is 2, so that would be moment. That's a hard one. And you'd go all the way through the stack, people winning them. There's 12 of them. And eventually you'd pull open this last one, which is food and drink. and you look at it, but there's no more card to guess what number it is, so that's what this extra one over here is for. So that's a 4, which means this next one would be orange juice. So then, after all the teams have won it, the team with the most point cards wins. That's how to play Word Slam Family. Okay, got my dad here for Parents' Opinions. So Dad, what did you think of Word Slam Family?
I thought it was really fun. I played a game similar to that. This game called Funglish. It's an older game. I think we got it at a thrift store. But Word Slam Family, I thought was really fun and surprisingly harder than it looks.
Depending on your teammates. So I guess we'll jump right in with components. So it's a card word game. So there's cards with words, and then you use the box as a wall, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, so that's different than the original. The original had little trays that you put the cards on.
I think I like this better, being able to move the cards around, and you can kind of group them up without having limited space on the trays. Yeah, so there's cards. You use the box as a wall, and then the other cards with the clues or the answers on them.
Yeah, and those ones are also slightly different. They have categories. The original one, Word Slam, weren't grouped into categories.
They were just, here's a word.
Yeah, it was just some random word.
Because these ones you get a hint. It's like creatures and animals, or the other categories.
Or history, or whatever those categories are. The older one also had a die that you would roll.
Oh, just select
that
which
would tell you which one it was.
And this one is the number on the card.
On the next card. Yep.
Yeah. We'll move right on to artwork. So it's a word game. There's not a whole lot of art. You can look at the box art, which is more of a graphic design thing, while you play. And I guess there's like a graphic design on the back of each of the cards with what category it is. But it's not an art game. It's a word game. You're not playing for artwork.
Yep.
Strategy. So this is the part that gets kind of... It's more flexible. It depends on you and your teammate. Like, we were playing the same game with the same clue cards, with the same answer they were trying to get us to guess.
And neither team got it.
No, we got it. We got it. You did not. But the clues were very different in the way that which cards were used, how they're grouped, and then it was just depending on who was putting the cards out and how they thought of it and how they think of the game. So it was very different.
When I first was reading the rules and kind of looking at it, and I was like, well, this is going to be easy. I'm just going to pull the cards out that describe the thing, and that's that. But that's not how it is. Those words don't exist in the deck. So really what you're supposed to be doing is like, creating a sentence or a phrase that would lend one to think of the word, right? Like, there's not enough words in there to, like, accurately describe
Nutella.
No, well,
that was
Nutella
very hard.
was a hard one. What was another funny one we did was a drawer.
Oh yeah, that took a long time. Which we also got. To just clarify.
So I guess the other one thing that I'll note about this game is both teams are playing at the same time. So like, we were listening to your clues.
Oh yeah, so you can hear the other people's stuff.
Right, so sometimes you may not want to shout out the things because you have the divider there, so you're supposed to be doing it independent of the other team.
Yeah, so probably don't read out the words that they played down. But...
Yeah. Yep.
All right. And we agreed that putting us on the same team wouldn't be a good idea for the other team. Easy for kids. Yeah, we played with Lincoln. He's kind of played word games before, though.
I'm trying to think of an age that's probably good. I mean, so this one, it says 10 and up on the box.
Yep.
I was going to say 8 if they're gamers or whatever, but he definitely had a little bit harder time being the clue giver.
And a little bit of guessing.
Yeah, but if you have, that's the benefit of playing on a team, right? Like, you can have a wide range of skill levels and ages on a team. But it comes down to being able to effectively give a clue, and it's kind of more of an abstract way to think.
Yeah.
Using these different words to describe. And
there were a couple words that he couldn't give clues for, like just some that he didn't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I would. That's probably accurate on the box, 10 and up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
Keep talking. There was one other thing I was going to say.
All right. Easy for kids.
Oh, I remember now. Good job. No, it's called Word Slam Family. So like, I'm still a little confused why it says family. It's not like the clues were like, like easier, or they weren't like, like baby and diaper. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't like a dumbed down version of it. I mean, I don't want to say dumbed down, but typically if you have a strategy game and then there's a family version, it's a little bit easier. Yeah. I really think what they did was they streamlined the packaging. So this is a much smaller box.
Yeah, so that was my explanation for it. They made it smaller so you can put it in your suitcase and bring it to all your family
gatherings.
Yeah,
maybe so. But yeah, it did have, it has a lot of different clues, so you can use this as an expansion.
Oh, yeah.
Because it has different clues and different words and things in there. But yeah, there's nothing that really says like, oh, I have a family, like I need to get this one versus the other one.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was
box,
just kind of thrown off by
yeah.
the family name of it.
But yeah. Overall, I had a lot of fun playing this game. My team easily beat your team. But I feel like you still had fun, and it's a tough game to start going, but after you get into it a little bit, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it took a while to kind of change your mindset into like, okay, this is how I'm going to give a clue. But it was a lot of fun. It's a good party game, good family game. Plays lots of players. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, it is good, for those family gatherings where you have a lot of players and you're looking for a game to play. It is a word game, so sometimes those tend to get non-gamers into the crowd as well. And
the rules aren't complicated. It's just, here's the word, describe it using these set cards you have.
Yep. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one too. Go check it out. Word Slam Family
by Kosmos. Thank you for watching Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian, this is my dad, and I'll see you next time.